7:50 on Channel 95.7 Thursday morning. All day yesterday, I thought it was Tuesday.
Oh, wow. So it's a bonus.
Yes, today's a bonus day.
You skipped Wednesday.
It wasn't until I went to bed last night that I went, I've been thinking tomorrow's Wednesday all day. Yeah.
That is the best thing that can happen. Like, the worst thing that can happen is if you had thought that yesterday was today.
I know.
Then that's the worst, where you're like, now I have an extra day. But you skipped a day.
And then we got an email about a meeting that we're having, and I kept thinking it was 2 days from yesterday.
Okay.
I was like, okay, so tomorrow I'll blah, blah, blah. And then
No.
I love when that happens.
Hey, you know what else I love? Twitter. I have realized, I don't know how we got around without Twitter back in the day. We have Twitter. We're at Connie and Curtis. ZZM, Dave Cankley, who does the traffic over there, retweeted a picture that somebody sent to him from downtown. It's of 131, and 131 southbound is a parking lot right now, like not moving. So I was able to see this picture. Like, it's jam-packed. What's going on 131, Nick?
It's looks like both northbound and southbound are pretty bad. Southbound, 131 just past West River Drive. There's a crash there. Also a crash 131 just past Hall. And there's a 4 or 5 car crash that's backing up. It starts at 36th Street, and it's going all the way back to 54th.
Wow. Now they're saying another tweet, Twitter, another one too, northbound down, it's backed up all the way to M6 because there's one at 36th. So you got the 36th there.
So now it keeps on backing up.
Now it's all the way to M6. So 131 is a mess today. It's not even snowy.
No, it's not.
What did you notice?
It's cold. It's 24 degrees.
Did you notice that the roads had a little bit of wet on them, though?
No.
Like there was some definite wet on the roads.
No, I didn't
notice that.
I don't know what the deal was.
What's that, Nick?
Looks like there's a little bit of fog in some spots, too.
Oh, and you got the fog.
And then accidents, and then if you come up on it and you're not prepared.
Or you do it 70, and then all of a sudden you're... So, 131, not a good time today.
Boo.
But at least it's not a blizzard. Could be the East Coast, right? I mean, it's snowing,
they having a blizzard
it's
today?
It's snowing like crazy. Well, like in upper New York. And that storm is missing us. I was watching...
In Buffalo again?
I've decided, not quite to Buffalo.
Okay.
I've decided that I am a bit of a weather geek because I was watching, I watched somebody explain to me why the 2 storms on each coast give us nice weather. And also the big typhoon in the Philippines are giving us this nice weather.
Okay.
Like it all
Do you want to explain it to us?
Well, it's all related. Just the way that the wind whips around the world. And that's also the reason it was so cold last year and in November was because of different storms that were happening around the world.
Okay.
And the wind gets it and catches cold air and brings it to us, or brings warm air.
Did you see anything about the Midwest getting snow for Christmas?
I did not. We're not going to. Sorry.
Makes me sad.
But it's good for all of us travelers. Like,
it
we're
is
happy
good for
about
traveling.
that. So we don't have to deal with the snow when we travel. Makes it easier for Santa. Doesn't slip off a roof accidentally. Even though he's magic, he never would.
He's never slipped off a roof.
Well, only in the Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Christmas classic.
I think we all know.
He's not a real Santa in that, is he?
If Tim Allen hadn't been there to take over for him, Christmas would have been ruined.
Oh.
And then the Santa Claus 2 and the Santa Claus 3. Have
there been 3?
Christmas is saved. I think there are definitely 2.
There's 3.
I believe there's a third one,
There's
too.
totally 3.
Because somebody takes over for him in the third one, right?
I can't remember what happens, but there's one with like a Frosty bad guy.
That's one. That's number 1, Frosty.
No.
Then number 2, he had to get married, right?
Yes.
And then number 3...
It's like a toy shop problem.
I believe Al Borland gets to be the new Santa. The guy from Home
I think I've only
Improvement.
seen one.
We should all have a Santa Claus.
Did you say he has to
viewing
get
party.
married?
Yeah, he has to be married.
Yeah.
That's part of the thing.
You have to have a Mrs. Claus.
Okay.
It's part of the
I wasn't quite sure
clause.
what you meant.
Like, what do you mean?
I just wasn't sure what you
He
meant.
has to get married.
Yeah.
That's really not open to interpretation. It's you got to get married.
It's in the clause.
No, it is open to interpretation.
Oh, because maybe there's like
it's open to interpretation.
Okay,
Speaking of Santa Claus and giving
get it.
people things, in Lowell, did you see that the cops were pulling people over the other day and giving them Christmas presents?
That was so cool.
And the people
It's
were,
made national news.
the
Something
people,
good.
The people were freaked out. I saw a couple on the news where the lady couldn't believe. She's like, "So am I getting a ticket? And so is this made up?" And he's like, "No, you still have the infraction on your car, but I'm not giving you a ticket. I'm just giving you gifts."
They pulled
Here you go.
over 50 people in 2 days, handed out 30 gifts. One was a laptop. They gave out an Xbox 360. And what they did was they had a hidden camera, would casually ask people what they wanted for Christmas. And then somebody was at a store.
Exactly. Would buy it and quick come.
It's awesome. And it made national news. I love when good stuff like that makes national news.
It's happening. This guy said he's been doing it for a while, but it happened down in Texas once. It's happened a couple places, and I see it in Lowell. Yeah. I was wondering how they knew, because they were asking the woman, and the story I saw in the news, they asked the woman what she wanted, what she was getting her kids. And she said, and then the cop said, "Oh, well, here you go."
And had it right there?
And had it. So then I was thinking, what? But that makes sense. They went to the store, they bought it, and they quickly drove it up.
But still, that's going to take 15 minutes. How are you going to keep somebody there, and what are you going to tell them
you
while
sit
you're
in your
there?
car. I mean, if the cop is
like,
in his...
can I have your license and registration? Then they just go
Exactly.
sit? Okay.
Exactly. Then they call and say, here's what I need. Go get it. Find it. Maybe they have a Meijer real close. You know, you grab the stuff and you hand it right to them. But yeah, that explains it. I didn't know how they knew what the lady wanted, because they gave her exactly what she wanted. And the cop's like this? Ba-boom. Yeah, it's cool. Would you be... I feel like I would still be a little annoyed because I'm late to where I'm going.
No, I wouldn't be annoyed.
I feel like
I think it would be awesome.
I still would be.
And I feel like I don't know what I would say. So what do you want for Christmas?
Okay.
I don't know what I would say.
Peace on earth.
I
And
would
he's
be
like,
so
"Get outta here."
surprised that a cop who pulled me over for some traffic violation would be my assumption.
Right.
Was asking me what I wanted for Christmas.
Right.
That I don't know what I would say.
Okay, because you're nervous around the cop then. You don't know. And
I don't know.
It was. So the one that I saw, he pulls you over. So he's like, I pulled you over because you have snow on your license plate. You need to get the snow off your license plate. And that's a ticket. So you were going to get it. Can I get your license? And gets all that. And then he just worked into, where are you going? And what are you doing for Christmas? Do you have kids? And worked it in. What do your kids want for Christmas? And then
I still would be surprised that he asked me or she asked me what I wanted for Christmas.
Yeah, and then you would just drive off.
I would have no idea what to say. What would you say right now if a cop pulled you over and asked you what you wanted for Christmas?
I'd be like, I saw
would
that
you say?
video.
Well, if he asked me what my kids wanted, I would know because they have the list.
But what if he asked you what you wanted?
I would say, I just want to not get this ticket. I got to get out of here.
And then you wouldn't
I'm
get
late.
their Xbox.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
And then I just go. I'm gone. You're asking me what I want.
This is a lesson. Always have something at the ready that you want for Christmas.
You got to be needy.
65-inch 4 HD TV, PlayStation 4.
Can you imagine if you would have said that?
That would be awesome.
About $6,000 worth of gifts.
I want a 3D TV, smart TV. Did you see, speaking of giant TVs, one of the Sony documents that leaked was from Joel McHale from Community.
Okay.
So the TV show Community gets canceled. It's a Sony production.
Yeah.
So he emails, because it was all emails that got leaked yesterday. Right. He emails one of the guys and says, hey, it really stinks about me not having a job anymore. You know what would be better is if I had this $8,000 TV, any chance I can get a discount on it? Since, you're firing me, Sony makes it. It's awesome.
Right.
I want this TV.
And?
They bought it for him.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you see the whole chain, and the head of Sony says, go ahead and get it for him. And the lady writes back and says, it's $6,000. And he's like, okay. And then they bought it.
That is awesome.
But if you emailed Russ and asked for something, he's not going to give it to you.
No.
Sony has too much money.
Sony has a lot of money.
This whole leak thing.
That's awesome, though.
This leak thing is crazy. See Paul Reiser complaining that his shows aren't on DVD?
No.
So Paul Reiser, the Mad
funny.
About You show with him and Helen Hunt, he emails the top guy, and says, hey, I'm just wondering why these shows aren't on DVD. Right. I'm asking you, the head guy, because one time I mentioned it to you in the hall, and that next weekend, the first season was on DVD. So I assume you're the guy to go to. People ask me all the time why they can't get these other episodes.
And what was the response?
He then forwarded it through, why isn't this on DVD? And it was music. They couldn't get the music licensing.
Okay.
So, but you see all these interactions that they're having. These TV stars who are like, hey, why isn't this happening? Or what's up with this?
That's
It's the same
interesting.
as your annoying coworkers.
So, did these people all keep these emails then?
They're just in the cloud.
Wow, that's
They're in your
crazy.
server. Like every email you send is out there somewhere. And now
That's crazy.
these are all being released. Yeah. They were making fun of the Adam Sandler movies. Did you see that?
No.
Where Sony hates the Adam Sandler movies,
So do I.
they were saying we need to get away from Adam Sandler, and he is really screwing Sony. He has such a great deal. We need to figure out a way to get out
Are
of this
these
deal.
like within the last 5 or 10 years, or are these before
Within
that?
the last 5 or 10
Okay,
years?
yeah.
It's like we need to get away from this. Like
Yeah,
this,
because his movies have sucked lately.
right?
They're not good anymore.
Jack and Jill, where he's a guy and
Happy
a girl.
Gilmore.
Happy
Oh,
Gilmore's
I didn't
good.
even see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore is like back in the day
I
when
thought
they
you
were
went
great.
to go see Blended, though, didn't
Yeah,
you?
Blended was good.
Yeah, that
It was
was
good.
the last one.
I know.
I did see Grown Ups 2, and I didn't really think that was that funny.
I haven't seen that one, but all the other ones, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Where they're not chick flicks.
Right.
He seems to do good chick flicks. Back in the day, he did good comedy just on his
right.
own in movies.
He needs Drew Barrymore.
Maybe he does.
If not for her, no, there's no saving it.
Maybe
the
he
emails
does.
didn't say anything about that. But he's leaving Sony. He's got the Netflix deal.
Right.
So it's all
How many
set.
movies is he doing with
I think
Netflix?
4 or 6.
Okay.
So that'd be fun. Right there, streaming to your TV whenever you want to watch them. Mm-hmm. You're totally set with it.
Unfortunately, you won't have a $6,000 TV.
No.
No.
Oh, can you imagine that?
Oh, if you had an 8, so it's 8,000. It was on
I
sale
wouldn't
for
even know
6.
what to do with it.
I'm going to hang around Lowell for a while.
Next Christmas.
Just go drive fast around Lowell.
I can't believe you wouldn't ask for food, Nick.
I'm good.
Like 6 months worth of free food.
I'm good.
Next Christmas, Nick, you should just drive around Lowell with like your blinker off or something.
Yeah.
Or like a crack in your windshield and see if you can get pulled over by this guy.
Hazards on everywhere.
Exactly. What's wrong? You know why I pulled you over? No. And you're like,
No.
but here's my list.
Connie and